Hey everyone, welcome to my next video. As you can see, this weekend we're having a lot of snow, a lot of weather, so I won't be outside flying any drones this weekend. Maybe once this precipitation slows down or comes to a halt, I can get out there and do some more flights. Meanwhile, I have a surprise. I have a new addition to my fleet. And with that being said, let's get right into it. Introducing my new to me Dji Mavic Pro Platinum in all its glory. This bird is huge. I mean, look at the size of this. This is very huge. And let me tell you, it's very quiet. I can't believe how quiet it is. It ranks in around 89 decibels. Flight time is unlike all the rest, about 30 minutes per battery. And that's in extremely good conditions. The camera and all that is 4K, all up to the same as always. But this is what started the foldable DJI drones for DJI. They started with the Mavic Pro, and they went on a few of those. Then they went on to the Mavic Air, which then they had a few of those. Then they came out with the Mavic Pro Platinum, which is an upgrade from the Pro, and already I can see some significant upgrades with it as far as the motors, the quietness, the platinum blades, how it performs in the air. Not to say that none of the DJI drones perform any less. I mean, they're all quality drones. In front, we have the DJI Mini 4 Pro, which 360 degree avoidance sensors. By far one of my favorite ones. As far as aerial photography and smoothness, and even in cinematic mode, it delivers flawlessly. And the stability of the DJI is very, very nice. You won't find a better stable drone in my point of view. The Mavic Air, very stable, very worthy, very nice drone. Although obviously this has to be registered, they do weigh in. The actual Mavic Pro Platinum weighs in at over 1.5 pounds. The Air is just over a pound, over 0.5 pound. And the Mini 4 Pro is, it's a micro, it's under the 250 gram spec. The Dirty Bird here, very nice drone. Not in the DJI family, but still the same, very nice, stable. The one in the middle there, the 4DRC, nice drone, GPS, stable. I have not yet to do a test flight on that yet, which I have it all calibrated and dialed in and ready to go out for a flight test. I do want to do a flight test on the Mavic Pro Platinum, so I can see the performance and what it's going to do for me. I've already flown the Mavic Air, beautiful performance, very happy with that. The two up in the very front there on either side of the Mini 4 Pro are the E99 Pros, which I showed in a previous video how they do that 360 degree flip, which is really nice. but you have to manually fly them, along with the X10 Pro. You have to manually fly every aspect of it. There's no GPS in those ones. So it's good learning practices, because if you can fly a drone and hone in on your skills without the use of GPS, when you move up to one of these higher grade drones with the GPS, you're going to find some of that stress and that fear kind of like dissipate away, because these drones with that capacity and capability are pretty much going to fly on their own. They're going to wait for your command, but it's not like you have to be with it every nanosecond to make corrections and you know, it's mind you, it's all visual line of sight. But as you get up into these ones with the GPS, you're going to find it's less stressful and more enjoyable. But it's good to learn on the ones without the GPS, because that gives you learning on how to fly a drone, and you know, like when you very first start off flying a drone, you have to understand the way the controls work. It's with the drone facing away from you. Okay, so the front of the drone is facing away from you, therefore your up and down is the same, and the yaw is the same. And then on the right joystick, your forward, reverse, left, and right is going to be correspondent with the drone facing away from you. If your drone were facing you, you're going to find that it's opposite now, because you're still telling the drone to turn right, but as it's facing you, it's going to go to its right. So basically, when you first start off flying a drone, you should always learn to fly the drone starting off with the drone facing away from you. Therefore, once you learn how to control the drone and where it's going, then you can, you know, have it coming back at you, have it coming sideways to you, have it doing an orbit around you, and you'll feel confident because you've learned the basic skills of how to operate that. So yeah, in your beginning trials with a drone, even with GPS drones, even though they fly beautifully, you always try to fly with the drone facing away from you, because you're going to see on your screen or the app on your phone, you're going to see what the drone sees. So if it's going away from you and you're seeing things and obstacles and all that, you see that. You can pretty much adjust yourself to that situation. I mean, some of these ones here that have crash avoidance systems on it, they're going to help you. I mean, understand nothing is 100% foolproof. I mean, be caution when you're flying. They do work. I've tested them. They do work beautifully. But you got to remember that nothing is 100%, because if you're going through a little forest and you have little twigs or a wire going across or something like that, the drone may not pick it up in time, you know, and it might clip a wing and all that, and that's all it takes is for it to clip a wing and go down. And you don't want to risk that, especially when you invest money into a high performance, good quality drone. Most of these drones are, pretty much all of these ones that I have, are for aerial photography that I like doing for recreational purposes. The E99 drones up in the very front, either side of the Mini 4 Pro, that's more for flying around. You know, I haven't, the photography on those aren't the best, because they're a very inexpensive drone. Yes, they do the 360 degree flip, and that's fun to see in a drone, but it's good to fly. It's absolutely great for a beginner because you're going to learn manually how to fly a drone, and it's going to build your confidence up. And if you crash those drones, if you crash an E99 and break it, you're not out tons and tons of money, you know. And 90% of the time they don't break. They're kind of you know, yes, you always have to do an inspection on your props, make sure your legs are folded out properly, the battery is clipped in, and you have communication with your remote control and your drone. But if you clip something with one of those and it falls down, likely you can get back up and going in 5 minutes. You know, you just go through, make sure everything's okay, and take off. If you get a blade that's really damaged very bad, it's recommended you change them, because what that'll do is throw an imbalance off on your motor, and we all know what that does with an imbalanced motor. Your flight's not going to be proper, your flight time is not going to be proper, and you could very well do damage to one of the motors if you have a improperly balanced rotor blades that's been damaged. So it's a good idea, whether you have a $100 drone or a $1,000 drone, you need to check the components each time you fly. I mean, it's like driving a car. You look at your car, you make sure everything is okay, the side mirrors aren't broken off, your tires are inflated. It's the same thing with flying a drone, because you're flying a piece of equipment that not only you have an investment in, but you don't want any damage to that. You don't want damage to other property or other persons or anything like that such. So with that being said, it's always a good idea to inspect your drone each time, even if you have a logbook with what you've checked, what you've did maintenance on, you know, to keep this, you know, record, so that you know what you've done and what you've replaced, and can even make a checklist, a pre-flight checklist, which is recommended, so that each time you go into flight, you check the battery, and the drone is fully charged, the remote control is fully charged, the propellers are in good shape, the drone overall is in good shape, your gimbal is off the camera, all these things. And the other thing I want to stress is you always want to turn your remote control on first. That allows, in case, so to say, you turn your drone on first, and for some reason it doesn't have that signal and it wants to do that return to home. Well, your drone could take off and do that, and your remote control is not even on. So now you have no way to control the situation. So it's always a good idea to turn on your remote control first, then turn on your drone. Make sure they're paired, make sure they're communicating, do a little pre-test flight, come back down, and then go up and do your flight and do the photography or what you want to catch, and return the drone back. Always make sure you always keep visual line of sight of your drone. Make sure you know the area you're in, any obstacles that you need to avoid, maybe people coming and going, vehicles coming and going, tall trees, buildings, fences. You know, be aware of all that. It's for your safety, it's for the safety of the drone, and it's for the safety of other people. So I hope you enjoyed this short video. My next video hopefully will be taking the Mavic Pro Platinum out for a test flight, and which I can't wait for. I'm very excited to do that. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, hit the like button. If you want to leave a comment down below, go ahead. With that being said, I'm going to end this video, and I hope you have a nice weekend and enjoy. Bye.